Hello, Slicey Dicers. This is Bryan with another knife review for you today. We have the Kershaw Atmos. Wonderful little budget knife from Kershaw. I am by no means the first person to review this. Some other people have gotten it ahead of me, and they were all impressed with it. And I have to say, as am I. Let me join the club. It's a very, very cool knife. $29.95. $30 knife. You have to remember that as we do this review, is that only a $30 knife. Very impressive effort from Kershaw for only $30. Very nice knife. Not terribly huge. We are looking at, let's just get into the stats just to describe what size it actually is. Overall length, 6.9 inches. Blade length of dead on 3 inches. Very nice thin slicey, 0.10 inch blade thickness. And you have a weight of just 2 ounces. Very, very light, mostly because it is liners on one side, no liners on the other. That's just a G10 slab, which is perfectly fine. And you have a handle width, also pretty slim, 0.43 inches. Let's do some size comparisons so you get even more of an idea, since we're talking about size right here. This is your Kaiser Dukes, almost exactly the same size as that. This knife costs about twice as much, but almost exactly the same size, and in a lot of ways really reminds me of the Dukes, other than the price. Let's compare it to some more common things, I guess, that are also kind of budgety. We have the Ontario Rat Model 2 and D2. Chose the carbon fiber one because this one also has carbon fiber on it. And we will do the knife that's been on here a whole lot lately, the Steel Wheel Intrigue, which I also like a lot, and also very similar in size. This is just a hair smaller than the Intrigue. And last but not least, let's do something more consistent, something that you guys definitely will all have seen, the Spyderco Delica 4. Again, pretty similar in overall size to the Delica 4. So it's very similar to a lot of these lightweight EDC kind of knives. Let's talk more about this one specifically. Aesthetically, I think it looks great. I really like the look of this. It's clear that this is not, this is a carbon fiber overlay, not a carbon fiber inlay. It looks pretty clear to me that this was like a big sheet of G10 with a carbon fiber laminate over it that they machined around and left some carbon fiber on there. But it looks great, and the G10 itself looks good. It's very nice and smooth and well machined and done well. Again, $30. I'm just going to keep saying $30 a lot during this review. But yeah, it's really well done for that. And I like the shape of the blade. This is a Sienkiewicz design. Sienkiewicz has done some stuff for Kershaw all the way up to some really expensive ZTs he's designed. He does his own customs and stuff. And it's pretty cool to see Sienkiewicz's name on a $30 knife. And it's a really, really cool looking design. It's both classy and cool at the same time, which is a pretty hard thing to achieve. I mean, this would look cool if you pulled it out in an office, and it would look cool if you pulled it out in front of knife guys. It's just a cool looking design. It's cool but classy, and they just nailed it with the looks of this thing. I really, really love the way this looks. Quality wise, also great. Best Chinese Kershaw I've ever had. I mean, blade centering is perfect. The lockup, exactly what you're looking for on a liner lock like this is. As I said, all the G10 is very well done. The backspacer is also G10, and they did a really good job with that. The backspacer might be FRN, actually. Yeah, I think that might be FRN, but whatever it is, it looks really good. All the screws are pretty decent. I have not taken this fully apart, but I did remove a couple of screws just to see, that they were decent enough quality. And they're okay. They're not mind-blowingly great, but they're perfectly fine for $30. And yeah, I think the quality on it is excellent. I have no complaints quality-wise. It's running on ball bearings that run super smooth. We'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, a great job on the quality on this. One of the best made Chinese Kershaws I've ever had in my hands by a mile. It's really, really well done. Talk about the blade, arguably the most important part of a knife. I love the shape of it. You have a very high hollow grind. It's very thin behind the edge. It's very, very slicey for a knife this size. I was very impressed with that. It's a great shape. It's a great kind of useful shape. It's there's kind of drop point and that typical Sinkovich design. It's not too crazy. It doesn't have, sometimes he gets a bit Persian with stuff. This isn't like that at all. Just a very great usable blade shape. There are two downsides to it. First of all, the most glaring one, it's 8CR 13 MOV. Wah, wah. I mean, I've had okay. I mean, as long as you're okay with stropping it often, it is ACR 13 MOV, super easy to work with. You can get it to take a super sharp edge. It's just not going to keep it forever. And for $30, I can't complain too much. But in this $30 price range now, you are getting knives like, for instance, the Rake P801 SF, which comes with 14C28N, which is a much better steel. And Kershaw works with that. So I kind of wish, even if this if this was $40 with 14C28N, I'd be, oh my God, I'd buy them for everyone that I know. The 8CR13 is a bit of a disappointment. The other problem I have with it is the sharpening choil is not done very well. And this is 8CR, so you are going to have to sharpen it every now and then. So it'd be nice to have it be a good sharpening choil. You can see that huge ramp it's got coming off of there. That's not terribly outstanding. I used this a bit and I stropped it once and it's dropped fine. It's not a huge deal. Again, it's $30, but yeah, I just wish that this choil was done a bit better. Those are my two little minor gripes with the blade, but it does slice very well as a knife. It works extremely well, and everything else about it I really, really love. Ergonomically too, it's pretty good. I do have the slightest little complaint I have about it is, as you can see, the pocket clip has quite a distinct ramp there. You can definitely feel that when you're really gripping really hard. It's not terrible, but you can feel that it's there. But other than that, no issues at all. This carbon and the G10, the slick carbon polished G10, not particularly grippy, but the jimping on the blade is excellent. The jimping on the flipper tab also catches your finger a little bit, so that works really, really well. It sticks in your hand really good. And I have, again, I've said this before, but I've got large size gloves with fairly skinny fingers, and I can get all four fingers on it completely fine. You can grip it like this, but let's be honest, a blade this size, that jimping's there for a reason. You're going to be using it like this a whole lot of the time. And in this particular hand position, it feels pretty darn good. It's not bad at all. And in the carry, oh my God, it's great. What I like about it is it comes with a deep carry pocket clip, which usually you have to ask Kershaw nicely for, especially on their budget models like this. But $30, it comes with one, which is great. I'm very happy they did that. As you can see, the screws are a bit proud in there. They do stick up a bit, but also the carbon fiber overlay is almost exactly the same level, so you don't really even notice that the screws aren't inset. It slides right in and out of your pocket completely fine. And all you see is just clip in your pocket. You don't see anything else. I do kind of wish, since this is a knife that you could definitely consider in that gentleman's folder kind of category because it's carbon fiber and it's pretty. At the time I'm recording this, I have a comedy gig tonight, and this is probably going to be the knife that's going to be in my pocket. I do wish that it didn't say Kershaw on it. I just wish that this was just plain black. But Kershaw's never going to do that. Let's be honest with ourselves. They are fond of the logos. They've got, the Kershaw logo here. There's a bit of billboarding on the blade. I don't think it's ridiculous. That's why I didn't bring it up in the aesthetics thing. But, Kershaw is always going to make sure that everyone knows who made it. And that's fine. That's their prerogative. Doesn't bother me a lot. But in this particular knife, I just wish that this was just plain black. And just because of it looks so classy. And that would just be nice not to have that. But other than that, it weighs 2 ounces. Super easy to carry. Very small in the pocket. The only thing you notice is if you're messing around and really digging in your pocket, you might feel the jimping from the flipper tab. But it's it's so small that that's not terribly likely to happen. It's you're gonna have to really digging around to find like the last penny you have in the bottom of your pocket before that becomes an issue. Deployment, it's great. I mean, that jimping that I just complained about, I get it, because it works amazingly well. I mean, I've tried to mess up the deployment on this knife, and I can't. Like, I'm literally putting almost no force, trying not to pop it out. And this is not a speed safe. This is just running on really smooth, nice ball bearings. I've done nothing to this knife. I have not taken it apart. It's completely as it was out of the box. And the detent is just so perfect on it. And the bearings are smooth enough that I can't. Here we go. I finally did it. That was like my 30th try to finally foul a deployment. It's really hard to not do it properly. It's just great. And it's like almost fall shut. Not quite, but it's pretty darn close. One little tiny 10% wrist flick and it falls right shut. $30. It's well done, guys. It's just, the deployment on it is so much fun. It's almost like a fidget, like I always call like some nice fidget toys. This is almost in that category. It's getting there. It's for $30, it's probably the most fidgetable knife that I've ever had. It's really, really good in that department. So what is my conclusion? We're kind of getting to the end here. Yep, I really like it. I go buy one. That is my conclusion. The HCR13, not blown away by, but it's okay. This isn't the size of this 3-inch and 2 ounces and lightweight. I don't think it's a knife people are going to be looking at to go do really hardcore use with. And we all crap on HCR13, but it's probably okay in this application. That said, I love this design so much that I would camp out on Kershaw's doorstep for like at least a couple days if they would just make this in the US with 14C28. And or my god, if they did it like the I have one around here somewhere. I think I placed it out where I can't reach it. I did. Oh no, here it is. If they did one of these, the infamous black editions with the M390 for $80 like this is, holy crap, I would be all over it. They don't even need to do aluminum. They can leave these exact same handles. Just give me the M390 blade and this knife exactly the same for $80, and I would lose my tiny little mind over it. I would recommend it to everyone that I know and everyone I see. It's a great design, and the bearings are great. It's extremely well executed. I just wish that the blade, I'm not going to say the materials because I'm fine with everything else. It's just, I just wish one material was a little bit better. Yeah, it's a great job, guys, though. For $30, I mean, this is going to be my default gift knife to people now. If, like, this Christmas, if you're watching this and you're a family member of mine and you remotely express any interest in owning a knife, you're probably getting a Kershaw Atmos because it's a great, great, great knife for the price. It really is. They have amazing warranty, great company to deal with. I have no qualms ever about buying a Kershaw. If anything's wrong with it, they take care of it. Really great company. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I think that's about all I have to say about this. I really like this knife. I understand why everyone else did too. And keep watching. We'll have some more stuff coming up. Have a good one. I've been Bryan.